discussing. Okay, great. So I was just basically discussing what we have to talk about today, what the conversation is about. Yes, I'm hearing you. Yes,
Okay.
so I was just touching on gender equality and whether or not there is an issue when it comes to women in professional
Uh-huh.
roles. What do you think about it? Is there a gender inequality factor? Is that something to discuss, or
Yeah.
times have changed? What is your opinion? You heard the question?
I feel like yes, times have changed because now, yeah, yeah, you hear
Okay.
me?
So what
Yeah.
is your
I
opinion in
do
it?
feel like times have
Mhm.
changed because a lot of women in the world today now, a lot of women in the world today now, they also want to pursue careers like men. Whereas long time, women more used to be housewives and stuff like that. So now women are pursuing careers and choosing to focus on that.
Yes,
And
exactly.
as far as if there's I feel like it is sort of even with men and women when it comes. And how do you see it?
Um, yes, I agree. I agree. And do you have any personal experience? Because sometimes we as women have experiences personally. I may have heard of some, but do you have any personal experiences when it comes to that?
Mhm.
Yes, you heard me?
I would say that in my experience seeking jobs, yeah, I would say that in my experience seeking jobs, it has been very fair. And so I don't think I had any issues with it thus far.
Okay. So, well, basically, there are other things also that we can discuss when it comes to the role of a woman. When it comes to relationships, do you have anything to say about that? What do you think is the role of a woman in a relationship?
Relationship wise, I would say that the role of a woman in a relationship is sort of to support the man and yeah, it's sort of to
It seems
support
like
him
you're
and
thinking about that one.
yeah. Let me hear what you have to say about this. My thoughts kind of processing.
Well, basically, it's something that would be a different opinion for everyone according to what profession they choose. Sometimes you have women working while men may stay home and
Mm-hmm.
take care of the home. So it's according to the type of woman you're dealing with. Sometimes women choose to go after careers, or sometimes they choose
Yeah.
to stay at home and do the traditional work, which is take care of the kids, take care of the
Yeah.
house, you know,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. So it's according to
Yeah.
the type of woman and whether or not they are going after their career. So for the
Yeah.
career type woman, I mean, your job does not stop, but it is altered in a
Exactly.
yeah, it's altered in a way where you have to focus on your career, yes, but also show that care and that motherly love, you know, when there is that opportunity and time, and you're really making it count and making the time to do such things.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so
Well, the way
continuing the
I
discussion,
yeah,
so you agree?
yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. And my view on relationships is that you have a man, you have a woman, they both have their individual lives,
Mhm.
they have their job, their hobbies, their friends, their family, and you are both whole on your own, and then you come together and you complement each other and you add to each other's lives and like your values and stuff may differ from there. So coming together, it could be a good combination once they are a good match.
Exactly. I believe so. It's balance. Everything is balance, and having a
Yeah,
balance, yeah,
that's important.
that makes everything work
Mm-hmm.
out, well. Other than, the different things that people may have to go through with one another. Balance is good. Um,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
yeah. So as we
Yeah.
on the topic, what would you say, are some
Mm-hmm.
qualities and attributes women, should have that will make them, how to say them, their best self? What are some
Yeah, best
qualities
self.
and
Mm-hmm.
attributes?
Okay. I would say that some qualities to a good woman would be firstly to be a woman who is spiritually inclined. She, is a God-fearing woman. That is my number one. And a woman who is family oriented, a woman who has goals, she knows what she wants in life, she knows who she is as a person, and she knows how to carry herself. She knows how to yeah, she knows how to carry herself and all that. And there's a lot to it.
Yes, there are.
So,
Yeah, I
but
agree. I agree.
some of the
There's a lot of dynamics when it comes to
yeah,
describing what a good woman, the attributes and
yeah,
the qualities that she should have.
mhm,
I think it's also a constant work in progress because yeah,
exactly.
every day
Yeah,
you can get better.
you're always growing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is
Mm-hmm.
you always have to move forward to your full potential. Um, Today,
Mm-hmm.
tomorrow, you can get better at different things. You can develop better qualities.
Yeah.
You could improve on what you already have. So I think it's a continual growth
Uh-huh.
when it comes to defining what a good woman is, because there are always room for improvement and growing and bettering yourself.
Yeah, there always is room for improvement.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that.
And
Mhm.
personal growth is something that is very important too because as we move through life, from teenage to adolescence to womanhood, we are continuously learning and learning about ourselves, growing as individuals.
Exactly, exactly. And as you were talking about the cycle of moving through that, um, when a woman reached a womanhood and she now has to provide for herself probably before any relationship, you have to learn how
Yeah,
to take care of yourself first before you could, take care of any
yeah,
partner or a
yeah,
family.
for somebody,
Yeah, the transition from
yeah,
all those things are now having to, as you might have discussed with me, having to take care of a home, having to go and get your groceries and make sure everything is intact at
yeah.
home. Talk about that experience now for you moving to that stage. How was that for you?
Mhm. For me, it was something that I had been looking forward to from a young age because I have always been I've always wanted to be, an independent woman from a young age. So it was very empowering for me to be able to now have my own place. And also with that you see the responsibilities, more responsibilities that comes with being a woman, knowing how to, like I said, care for yourself, how
Exactly.
to care for your home,
Yeah,
and then combining that with work and learning how to balance your time.
exactly. Yeah.
I feel like time management is an important thing. So
Yeah.
learning how to incorporate all those things and sort of create like a routine so that you can have a good flow in life.
Yeah, that's understandable because that's really important. Time management in every aspect. Always across the board, time management is key. Yeah, knowing how to balance,
Uh-huh.
how to say your personal life, your professional life, and different things like that. Time management and balance is definitely key. Yeah.
Yes,
So,
it is.
and some things may be different when it comes to women because we undergo different challenges when it comes to men, especially physically, emotionally, different things like
Yeah, that's
that.
for sure.
Yeah. So it's different for everybody,
Mhm.
different for every woman. They will have different things that,
Yeah,
would, as I was saying before, whether or not you are pushing a professional life or are you going to the traditional way of living where the woman stays home and take care of the home. It all depends on that aspect, the type of woman, what you decide. So basically,
yeah.
yeah, it depends on that. So you want to elaborate on any other thing that you think a woman should understand, or what attributes you think that we might have left out? Anything?
Um, in reference to the like how I was saying earlier on, a lot of women today are career driven, and it's very rare now to see women who prefer to stay at home and take care of the kids and all that. So
Exactly.
in regards to women who are career driven, it is like also key to not be too focused on that to the point where you are you're not taking time to enjoy life or date, or just because you're pursuing a career means you have to put all those stuff on hold, like a relationship. So it's just about finding that
Yeah,
balance.
it takes us back to
And
balance. Yeah.
yeah, and also keeping in mind, one thing that I wanted to talk about
Yeah.
is to do with like self-love as a woman.
Mm-hmm.
And like, we may have our careers, we may have our lives, we may be going through all these different things, and we just have to remember to take care of
Yeah.
ourselves physically, spiritually, mentally, and always make that time to take care of ourselves, pamper ourselves, do something special, date ourselves. Sometimes at a point in life
Yeah.
where you may be single and
Exactly.
you just wanna focus on you. Like self love is important
Yeah,
also.
that's interesting how you touch on that point because a lot of people miss out that and they take that for granted. They go ahead and they
Uh-huh.
securing others, they checking on everybody else, and they're forgetting to take care of themselves and spend that time with themselves.
Yeah.
So that's
Uh-huh.
an interesting point. I think that is an attribute I think men and women should have. That self-love
Yeah,
taken
both
care.
men and
Yeah,
women.
that is not only for women. That point you make there, everybody should take that time
Yes,
to
for everybody.
mhm, to take care of themselves mentally, as you say, spiritually, because especially in these times, you have to
Yeah.
have that mental strength, and take that time to reassure yourself and to treat yourself, as you say, in different
Yeah.
times. So yeah,
Yeah.
we touched on a
So
good bit of things there, and actually, it's
yeah.
so much to discuss when it comes to a woman and different
Right.
attributes, roles, different things that makes
Yeah.
a woman. So we just touched on a few
Yeah.
things there. Actually, you have anything else to
Yeah.
add?
Just to start this off.
Yeah. Anything else to add when we are discussing women? What about women in the workplace? Have you ever been in a workplace where being a woman made a difference, either in a good way or a bad way?
I feel like I probably have had one experience where, because I'm a woman and I may not have the physical strength in
Mhm.
one aspect of my life to do with, a certain job. I felt like I wasn't particularly taken like all the way seriously
Right.
because of that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one experience that I have where, I felt like, I want to be taken seriously, not because I'm a woman means, I wouldn't be able to contribute in other ways where it's not physical,
Yes.
and still bring things, be able to add to, the job and all that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Physical strength. Because we often look to men as somebody that's physically strong. And really and truly, there are a lot of things that women can do physically. They can build that strength.
Mhm.
That shouldn't be taken
Yeah,
lightly because there are the types of work that requires physical strength that a woman may be able to handle. But sometimes, in opinions,
yeah,
people may take that crossing the line because men now probably will feel displaced. Like, all right, if they don't have physical strength, then what else? But I think
mhm,
I think really and truly, there's where the redefining of the roles of a man and a woman come into play, especially when um, men now have they're only thinking about the physical strength, but there are more to being a man as well
yeah,
as there's more to being a woman.
yeah.
So,
There's the
yeah, it's not only
mental
about,
strength
you know,
also.
yeah, it's not only about making children and then, well, making a house a home, but a woman have
Yeah,
physical strength as well, where she can do some tasks that requires that. So yeah, so I understand
yeah,
perfectly well what you're talking about. Um, for me, my experience would I'm trying to remember a good example of what that would have been.
yeah,
I think probably, well, let us say in the workplace they had extra work for people to do,
yeah.
and my experience really was age discrimination. I think I was the youngest working in that particular place.
Uh,
And
okay.
I felt as though I was the only female there as well. And I was given the work to do. Because
Mm-hmm.
apparently they didn't want to go and face the men. The men might have said, nah, they didn't want to do it. So that they picked the easiest target,
Yeah.
which in this instance was the little woman, especially me being younger than everybody else.
Uh-huh.
Right? So the female there, they say,
Mm-hmm.
well, now well, let me get shitty work, man, because everybody there, like
Yeah.
they had better things to do. So all of that is also an example, not just being a
Yeah.
woman, but being a young woman, that kind of way. So I know we're talking about when it comes to men and women, but there are older women and there are younger women where you go to an older woman, probably when I was doing an event, I go to an older woman for advice, for support or something like that. And
Yeah.
she will watch me like she don't want to give me that opportunity, or like she have too much, or she's too big, or she's too high on top. So there are those instances where women actually go
Yeah.
against their own gender because of age
Yeah.
sometimes.
That's
Because I'm a young woman, she must think that, okay, nah, you have to relax, you have plenty time to build up to my stage or something like that. So I
yeah.
don't
She
necessarily,
underestimated you and all
that
that.
is the thing, underestimating. So being a female is one thing, but being a young woman is also next. There's a lot of proving
Mm-hmm.
to do. You have to prove your credibility,
Yeah.
prove your worth. And you just know deep down inside how good you are. And it's always about staying true to that.
Yeah.
Um, just keeping at it, because you can't give up because people think you're young. We have that culture or
Yeah.
that tradition where, we want to only succeed when we reach, I don't know, 35 or 40. I don't know why it's that. But the quicker we
Mm.
support young women,
No, I feel like,
yeah,
yeah.
I'm listening.
I feel like, I feel like this generation, I feel like there are a lot of people who are succeeding before that and all.
Yeah,
So not just like that age. Yeah, there would be some people who have it in their mind. I young, I don't have to do all that right now. Like I had time.
yeah,
So there are like the two sides, and then there are the ambitious ones who are and all that and want to achieve their goals and want to start their businesses and have it up and
Yeah.
running as soon as possible.
Yeah.
So there's the two sides.
There are the two sides. I think some of the persons who would think that I'm young, so I don't want to go after whatever anything here now, probably they're taking on the people that actually tell them that. I mean, the older folks telling you that, the older folks, but you young, yeah. You have a while to go, you have years to go, you have time to think, you know, of what you want to be in life. And really and truly, that's not the case. Because when we watch internationally, there are young ladies, right, becoming bosses really, really quick in the acting arena. Yeah, in the music arena. A lot of people are coming up at a young age, and this is something we must influence, you know. So me being a young person as well, doing events, doing different things, that it should be encouraged, and I do encourage younger persons, because even me now, a younger person than me, could also get through, could accomplish the things that I have accomplished as well. So that is like our next factor, or our next point when it comes to being a woman. You know, that is really, really something that people should start to discuss more and start to take serious and start to really make moves in actually making the changes when it comes to supporting young persons. You know? And there, you see,
actually making stuff happen.
Huh?
Actually making stuff happen.
Yeah, creating the platforms, not just talking about it, not just saying, well, yeah, we agree, and yeah, but making the platforms, making the physical moves to make the difference. Yeah. So would you have had any experience with someone who have been older than you, a woman that have been older than you, you know, in a good way or a bad way? Because it have the good experiences. Let me not say it's only bad ones. There are persons older than me, women older than me, would have encouraged me, you know, to do my thing, to stay focused, to keep at it. So there were good ones. But you had any experience, good or bad, when it comes to an older woman advising you?
An older woman. Well, mostly I would look to my like my mom for like advice when it comes to like life. And then there are a lot of instances where I kind of look to myself and look to God for that guidance as to do with life and moving forward and making decisions and stuff. So I don't think there has been any negative. More so of like, you know, me trying to figure out like, well, what should I do next and about for guidance and that kind of stuff. So kind of I could kind of say I'm a bit self-dependent when it comes to like the thinking, and because my mind is not overthink, but think a lot.
Right.
So my mind is like constantly going, constantly thinking about this, constantly thinking about that. So it's just as we say now, for me to make these steps to actually make all these things in my head happen.
Right.
And then I move forward, start to move up in life and stuff.
Yeah, that's understandable. Because you see, what I did was went out there. So yes, I got advice from my mother, and you will get positive advice. You know, sometimes you don't get positive advice from family, but in my experience, I got positive advice. And well, another thing too, you kind of have to go out there. So when I went out there and started to interact with different people, that is where I run into the different women who some would have told me, okay, continue to do your thing, or some would have said, okay, well, you ain't reach my age or you ain't reach my level as yet. So that is our next thing too. So you have the family support and you have that base, right? But everybody know when you're starting off, you have your friend support, your family support, and then you have to go wider, where if you want to make a big impact, you know, you need the support of persons out there, right? So in taking these steps towards that, that is where I would have had my experience, good and bad, with those type of things. But what I would say is, young people, young women, you see, I'm speaking on behalf of the people who thinking like me that they want, to accomplish something young, and they don't just want to waste away the time and say, well, here, well, when the time come, I go see about success, I go see about a career.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking from those that we want the opportunities, we want that support, we want the platform, to do these different things. Hence the reason, I started this women chat, so we could have a platform to discuss things, to make it known that, we could create, how to say, this circle of support.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
too many times, too many times we highlighting the fight down against females, and not too much highlight on the support and the push of yeah. What's your take on that? You think that is being highlighted too much of females not supporting one another? What do you think?
Let me think about Trinidad for
Yes.
example. With Trinidad, and something I forgot to mention also when we were talking about like support,
Mm-hmm.
and I spoke about my
Yeah.
mom. I forgot to say that my sisters have also encouraged me to do things and to take steps that I haven't taken yet,
Right.
but they are also a means of encouragement and pushing me to to actually do stuff.
Right. Yeah.
And as we first I'm sorry, my brain.
That's
Just
okay.
remember the last point. Yeah, just
Well,
remember the last point.
oh, well, I was asking you if what is your take on whether or not they're highlighting the
Oh,
females
okay.
going against each other more than the support that we need to be giving one another.
Oh, yes. All right. So I was saying, I'm gonna think about Trinidad,
Yeah.
for example. I do see, small businesses. I do see women supporting each other in Trinidad as when it comes to like Instagram businesses and stuff.
Right.
I feel like I do see women supporting each other in that aspect.
So we safe.
And yeah. So I feel like it's okay in Trinidad right now.
Yeah, well, that's good to hear because it's needed. It's needed. And more positive, more good energy, will bring more vibes. And actually, it will be encouraging for persons, young ladies coming up. It'll be encouraging to start their business, to go after that goal, go after that dream, because they would see now that, women are supporting one another.
There are other women doing it, and yeah.
Yeah, so they will have that example and know that, okay, I don't have to be afraid of, nobody hating or trying to tear me down. But, it will always have that. But to know that there's an attempt on, lessening the hate when it comes to young people starting or wanting to go after something at a young age, that it'll have people who are older who will push you and want to see that rise.
Yeah, there.
Yeah.
And well, of course, we know, well, for the most part, I would hope that most parents are backing their children.
Yeah.
But there are some who are not as supportive.
Yeah.
And I feel like social media, like how you talk about, like how we started this woman chat Wednesday.
Right.
We sort of like building this platform where, we could speak on these things and you could have different people come on it and speak. So the people who are not necessarily getting that support from their parents or their friends or whatnot, they could get that from, like let's say this, like they could get the encouragement.
Right. Yeah.
They could
Yeah.
like we have showcasing their business also, and they could get that inspiration and motivation outside of their parents and family.
That's a nice point there because we have to be real. There are situations where people don't get that support at home, especially with friends. you know. So
Mm-hmm.
that's a good point. Here could definitely be a safe place for you to come and listen and for you to know that there are people wanting to support, wanting to see you do well, see you be your best, see you discover your greatness and pursue it and maybe most of
Yeah.
it. You know, as a young lady,
Yeah.
um, even ladies who,
Positive.
you know, at the time when they were young didn't get the opportunity, you know, it's never too late. You can always pursue any goal, any dream that you know you want to see manifest, and it could always be great,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and discover your greatness. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's never too late, and here's a safe place to discuss that. Positive vibes is all about women empowerment and uplifting and discussing the different things when it comes to,
Yeah.
you know, women roles and how we can be our best self.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Something I like to say is, what, living my best life and how to, help each other live our best
Yeah.
lives.
Yeah, it's all about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we have this one life to live and we want to make the most of it. And yeah, it's only the only way to get there is through supporting one another. Because whether or not you like it, you do need people. You do need people around. Because I mean, who would the famous people be if they didn't have the support? You know, if they didn't have the people backing them.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, they do need people to listen to their music, to watch their movies, you know, all these different things. They need the people in order to be a star, in order to be
Yeah.
popular. So I think we just need to, you know, get that understanding early so we could start to, how to say, harmonize and move as one and support each other and keep that positivity, you know, in the different
Yeah.
avenues that we take. Because we may take different avenues. You know, some might want to go into different businesses, but that don't make us enemies. And some might even want to go and do the same thing. And that don't make somebody a threat.
Yeah.
Because others always say, you know, your only weapon or your only thing that nobody will ever have is you, you being yourself. So I could go and do the same thing that you're doing, right? And it will be different because nobody will do it like me
Yeah.
and nobody will do it like you.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's something that, you know, people could take into consideration. You know, never feel threatened if you're into a business that somebody else is into. Because, you know, you have that
Yeah.
power of being you. And that makes you unique and that makes you who you are. You know. So yeah. So give us a little bit of info of the, you know, since we on the topic of profession and career, what are the stuff that you're into?
Um, I am I am into, well, I like designing stuff. I have made quite a few bathing suits. I like sewing, and I also like modeling. And a recent something recently that I realized I actually really like is photography.
Okay.
Because time to time, I don't know if you would notice my Instagram page, there are not much pictures where, well, there are some, but there are a lot of pictures that were taken by me, like self-portraits, where I would set up the phone
Yeah.
somewhere and like do something different, like something unique. And I would just do like photo shoots with myself.
Mm-hmm.
And all those things that I mentioned, they can sort of go together and create something because, yeah,
Yeah.
because not much people, I mean, it could be a lot to take on because I know I wouldn't be able to do each and every one of them.
Mhm.
I may be able to do one at a time, master it, and go on to the next, and then after, then they could probably all fall together into something useful,
Yes.
you know, business. It would be like a series of different businesses.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, those are some of the things that I like, and I am also into woodwork. That is my initial job right now. I am working with my dad. He has his own company, and there are I do I would like to carry on that legacy of that business.
Right,
So
right.
I'm in the process of learning and hoping to learn what I need to learn to, be able to carry it on.
Right.
So there's a lot of different things that has been going on in my head career-wise, and it could almost be confusing sometimes. But I feel like, I need to take a step back at this point in my life and focus on what is important right now
Yeah.
and do that. And then gradually
Mhm.
I will get to the other stuff and, find the balance.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing wrong with that because as long as you're working on yourself and you're building and you're going after something, along the journey you will figure it out. You will discover what makes you great because it's already there. It's just that it's so much things you
Yeah.
could how to say skills you could acquire, things you could learn. So sometimes you get all caught up in the many talents that you may have. But there's that one thing, that it factor, as something like what did I say?
I want to find out.
Yeah. Yeah, there's that one thing that is really for you and where no one can touch you in that. Yeah, it's a journey to discover what that is.
Yeah.
And everybody find it at different times.
Yeah.
So it's not something that you rush or you feel pressured about. It comes naturally. So as you are continuing progressing, discovering what makes you great, you will definitely find it.
Yeah. And well, the obvious word for it is, your passion.
Yeah.
As you speak about that one thing, like, eventually it will come into play and it will be there will be no doubt that that is your passion
Yeah,
and what you meant to do.
exactly.
And I hope that everybody can find their passion because it's a beautiful thing when and you could be able to live in your passion. And because I also feel like your passion it aligns with your purpose
Yeah,
in life.
definitely.
So, being able to walk in your purpose, I feel like that's a very beautiful thing.
Okay. Nice, nice. So we would have touched on a lot this evening. It was definitely
Yeah.
good, to hear the different point of view from, another person, to hear my point of view, hear some of our personal experiences, things that we are pursuing. And the purpose of this platform is just to empower women. We are here to discuss, what makes a woman, and the different challenges or the different benefits of being a woman. And we just touching the surface.
But that's another topic for another
Yes.
day, 'cause that is something that
Yeah, we just touching the surface because there's so much to discuss, when it comes to, being a woman. There's so much dynamics to it, so much, different details that we could go into that might last the entire evening.
yeah. And then again, it would be a good thing to also probably get a meal to come on to discuss stuff concerning men also, so we can get it two sides.
Yes, that will be interesting as well. You may never know, next Wednesday we might have someone. You never know. That would be very interesting to see, from a guy's eyes, what he think a good woman, attributes looks like.
Yeah.
So that would be interesting.
And also
Mhm.
like how we gave our opinions on what a good woman should look like, to see the male's perspective on what a good woman should look like, That would be interesting as well.
Yeah, it would be interesting because, as I say, everybody have a different opinion and everybody watch things differently. So yeah, it's interesting. And before we close or we move on, you all, you have anything that you like to add?
Well, I would encourage everybody who's watching, even though it's not much, but probably it will share and the message could get out there so more people could see it.
Yeah.
But something that I want to encourage is positivity. As we go through life, you may be in a situation now where you're feeling like we were like ready to give up, like like what I really doing with my life, am I really doing anything, am I really going anywhere? I just want to encourage you to never try your best to stop thinking negative and try to start thinking more positive
Exactly.
and speaking things into existence.
Exactly.
And that's where manifestation or faith
Yeah.
comes into play, for
Mhm.
those who believe in God, try and speak things into existence and always have a positive mindset. Don't speak negative even in a joking manner. Like
Exactly.
that's how seriously I take
Yeah,
it.
that's how serious you
And
should take it. Yeah.
yeah, and positivity, that is honestly what I feel like has helped me to get to this point in my life where I am really happy.
Mhm.
And also my spiritual life. So I'd encourage persons to try and increase their positivity, try and keep that energy level high, and also, look into, like, I know everybody has different religions and
Yeah.
stuff, but try and tap into, your spirituality, try and figure out, what can be best to you. Because I feel like that is important to living a meaningful life.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Everybody have their different beliefs on what they believe in and what keeps them going. But yeah, positivity across the board, don't matter whether or not you're religious, you're a spiritual person. Positivity is
Yeah.
a general thing. Yeah. So I do agree. I do agree with that.
What about you?
Was that?
Mhm. And what about you?
Closing thoughts. I just believe that, for me, a main thing is the age difference, no matter what age you are. Once you know who you are and you have a belief that you could be great and you have a skill and a talent and something comes naturally to you, pursue it no matter what. Not even if the older person say, hey, what, you still have time. Keep going because they don't know what your time frame looks like. So keep pursuing it, keep
Exactly.
going after it. Don't matter if you're young. And it even doesn't matter if you're older. Greatness have no limit, no
Yeah.
age. You can be any age and be great. So much examples we have out there to look at. Inform yourself, educate yourself, those things in the dark, stuff like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
the education is out there for you to learn and access.
Mhm.
So those were my
Yeah.
closing thoughts on the matter. As I say, we could get back into it and talk whole evening. Right? So that is the
Yeah.
closing. For everybody who would have joined and locked on and saw, you can comment. You could always come back here every Wednesday. We are discussing. It's all about Women Chat Wednesday, where we discuss things concerning women and different challenges, different benefits of being a woman, stuff like that. So we are closing this afternoon session. I enjoyed it. I hope you all enjoy viewing us talk about these different things, these topics. I hope you all view this as a safe place to come and be encouraged and be motivated to, believe in yourself and always go after all the stuff you want to go after. So we are signing off.
One more thing. One
Oh
more
yes, go
thing.
ahead, go ahead.
Are you going to save the live so that people who didn't see it,
Definitely, definitely.
they could share it and
It will be saved and
okay.
posted for persons who didn't see it
Mhm.
so they can get a chance to view it. So it will be saved and posted. Yeah, that's definitely it will happen. Okay.
Right. Well, I mean, I did have fun too, talking about these things,
Mhm.
getting to see your point of view
Yes.
and, conclusion. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yes, it was very enjoyable. I'm looking forward to next week. May have some surprises. I know we might get that male point of view. I'm not too sure, but you have to come
Yeah.
back here on Wednesday to find out because that will be very
Uh,
interesting.
yeah.
Yes. So,
It's a shame you can't have three people on the
yeah,
live or can't.
you know, we will see. We will see how everything goes next Wednesday. I want to let out no secrets.
Okay.
Okay, so bye everyone. We're signing off. Come back here every Wednesday.
Bye.
We will be posting the live so you can get an idea of the entire discussion. So bye. Bye Patricia. Thanks for joining in.
All right. No problem.
Okay, bye.
Bye.